First of all, thank you very much to join us and give little time because in this moment we are come here in the public court. We are mobilized the people that how can possible that we explain our real problem in the homeland. And last question that we want to more, to rights. So the people as asiler in Austria, I think before I don't know to 10 or 15 years, but in this moment I look a lot of people that he stay inside in the Austria about 7 or 8 years without reason. In this destination, the region who live in the near in Afghan border, the northwest frontier province, but they don't find nothing.
Yeah.
Last day one person, for example, he came to telephone with us that I am stayed about a 7 year in Austria. Before, when I come to 2 years, he give me a first negative. Then appear after he give to second negative, and then he find a 7 year after to third negative, and also the deportation letter that you live in a country. So we don't want anything in this side that we want to. For example, we just to explain to the work permission. The work permission. If somebody is want to insert to some normal life to some country or some destination, so this is the necessary, because in this moment I am a zealer in European Union about 8 year. In this moment, in my cloth is the donation cloth. You understand? So we want how can possible more independent that we do something. In the first demand, we just about talking to the human right. How can possible? Because mostly people they can live in the very danger area, in the northwest frontier in province. They have three sides in resistance. One side is a biggest religious group. One side is a biggest power in the world, the atomic energy and the Pakistan security agencies. And one a biggest group is the politician problem. So we are fighting about this. In my life, I think finishing the fighting time when we small child at this time, the people of the world they can explain that you do something against the Russia. So we are a resistance to 1979. They are unsecure area, our homeland, to the bomb blasting, to the instability. We are lose everything. So we are gone. We look the situation. How can possible? Because this is the 21st century. Mostly people is understand the real matter now. So how can possible that we fight the system? For example, I am a political worker. How can possible that we resistance in this moment to against this bloody system? So we are want to how can possible that we send the young generation to the school and university. And now the new problem is 2005, a biggest religious group to the Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Chechnya, Afghanistan, and also the local people. For example, in my district, in my homeland, in Sawat, Malakan division, they can come together suddenly and they start fighting. The reason, we don't understand the reason they fighting. Because some group they can to give energy to the religion base. Some group is give to how can explain to the world the people that we collect donation. The mostly people and local public in reality no understand everybody. So this is the time that we show the real situation our homeland and also the downside in Pakistan. Because if somebody talking about as our economic crisis, how can you believe this? That if some nation can war against the terrorism and he can war to the world war and economy is stable? I don't know this question, because 12 years is a long period. Now the NATO and the American forces can do in this action in Afghanistan, and the people is look very well done in the result. They can only secure only in the city side in Afghanistan. And we are fighting alone, sometimes in the security agencies and sometimes a most powerful religious group. So we want how can possible that we explain this matter, because the media rule I think is so don't clear that he show to the reality and the all over the world and especially inside in the Pakistan. Mostly people live in the Pata region, whereas they control and the federal government. Here have 7 or 6 agencies to Malakan Division, Talton Bajawad Agency, to Khyber Agency, to Mumand Agency, to Kuram Agency, and also inside in the province of the Northwest Frontier Province and Peshawar and Mardan and Char Sadda, all about is Northwest Frontier Province. You know why? If the side in Afghanistan, the NATO can a big resistance against these people, so these people come in this side. You know, we have a one biggest border in our side. I think I don't know really, but I think 1,200 kilometer, and this border is openly. Here is allowed to one kind of people that we call these people in Kabail. The Kabail people, mostly people, they have twins nationalities. If is this people is look to the life to good in this side, so they come in this side. And if have some problem to the security agencies, and for example another matter, then he gone another side in Afghanistan. So mostly people have a big problem now in my district, especially 2006 till then start to the war against the terrorism in Pakistani security agencies. We know these people very well. They are very strong people in support also in the side of another country to Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan. They can disturb all the normal life. For example, they blast about a 300 higher school. They blast to the bridges. They blast to the hospital. And I think finishes the normal life, you know. So government can operation, but have a lot resistance now inside in the people. They can clearly blame these people, if support these people to the security agencies. They can write to letter and warning these people that you don't can support with the security agencies. There are two kind of security agencies supported. When somebody can support in the security agencies, they must fighting in these people. But if somebody can support in the religious group and this group, so the security agencies can to against these people. So we don't understand the reality, how can possible normal life. First of all, that I explain the matter inside in the camp. We are can demonstration about is the next month and 24 the people has come to the Treskin Khan to the Vienna and here the out camp. Then 27 day about we are shouting and we are crying about is the higher authority to the people and the politician that please we have some problem come that we can discussion about this and solve this problem. Then we gone to the way. There is a big problem. A lot of people don't want to come and stay here in Austria. For example, I don't come to here that I take asylum in Austria, because the big problem in the European Union, if somebody asylum has come to the first country in EU, the police must talk to the fingerprint to the computerized system. So we want to, how can possible to easy country that we gone to this country and we apply to some asylum and we find to something a shortly time. For example, Italy, for example, to Belgium also, to France also is possibility normal life. German also a lot of people that gone to live in German. But I think the Austria system is very, very old system, you know. A lot of people, they can live 8, 9 and 10 years without answer. So the big problem when we participation inside in the camp, the people in the camp is feeling that the government and the higher authority don't can responding. and the authority can an action, and maybe sometime he took the people and remove the camp and then finish the problem. So we decided about and the another side that how can possible that we go to a secure place, and we decided about in the home of the God in the church. We come inside in the church, and also after 3 or 4 days, these people came to control in the camp, and the people understand in the Austria very well that who give permission nobody can understand, because we are 2 times meet in the internal ministry also. They can explain that we don't know who gave permission. In the police side of Vienna speak, we don't know. Higher authorities give permission that you took the people and you remove the camp. So the big question is also, this is the 21st century, my friend, and the people live the biggest country to economy also and the democracy also. Who has give permission in the camp? We are legally permission the side of the government that he give about a 6 week to permission that you live, you can do something, you go ahead. But if we are afraid, so we are decided how can possible that we go to some secure place, and I think this is the home of the God is very secure. Then we come, and if we look to behave in the social the higher authority and the government side. So we are discussing about the hunger strike, because in this moment the big problem that we disturb to some social society, and we disturb to some local Austrian people, and we disturb to some religion side, and we disturb to some politician in Austria. We just talking about that how can possible that we explain the people. You understand? How can possible that we explain the normal people in the Austria? Excuse me. So if we come inside in the church, we decided about is the hunger strike. This is the last option that we can to do the hunger strike, because in this moment you understand very well we can resist in two sides. One side is the hunger strike, and one side is to the resistance, and the weather also is minus temperature. You understand very well. The people is local society, and the people is youngest also in Austria. They can do a lot donation to clothing, and put, you understand very well, the put I think is some soup or some tea or some water. So the question is that why you take this action to the hunger strike. The big problem that how can we explain the people in this system also, and how can we explain our region problems also, because in my life as 45 years till then, as we know look the solution how can possible that we move in normal life. Somebody has blamed us our nationality that you are Afghani, because mostly people is Afghani here, but the nationality about is 150 or 200 or 80 year. For example, this person to 20 years to 15 years in this side in Afghanistan, because both of this side in Pakistan also in the Afghanis people to Pushtun, and both of another side is also the Pushtun people. So we explain the Austrian people and also international community that we fight against the terrorism, the world war, because the European Union and the people of world is born to this war. This is not our own war. We want to how can possible peace. We want to how can possible that we send our young generation to university or school, that he understand the reality and real matter, that what do the people this bloody system, how can possible that we stop. So we come here for the explanation, that we explain the local people in Austria that come join us, look the situation in this people. There are a lot of people is 20 years, 22 year age, and you look the pace. I think this is the time that he playing in the street, but the place is some serious. You look these people, and they said, to same like is my age is 15 or 16 years. So these people has lost normal life, and we request to the community side, we don't come here for any disturbance. We don't explain and talk to a lot of demands. We are looking the economic crisis in the Austria side, in the trade union, and the job losses people also. but we are also human. We are also need to the human rights, because when we look to sometime in the history of the world, 17 or 16 years before to the World War I and World War II. So this is the near history that sometime in the nation is gone in very badly condition. So our condition same like in this time. These people is very intelligent people, very educated people. They find the solution, but our bad luck that the people is not so educated that he understand this bloody business. So we are political. I am also in this people is also understand very well to democracy, very well to the system of the politician. We believe every time in the talking. We don't want to any disturbance in the side of higher authority and the side of social society. We just explain the human right, the Amnesty International, that come look our situation. We want to normal life, how can possible? We don't want to independent life, that we gone to the refugee side and government give us our taxes and we stay inside in the house and we eat this. No. We want to independent, how can possible that we move to some small business, to some small jobs and normal life, because in my family is an international family, multinational, my family is distributed all over the world. And the people who live in my region, for example, is my 2 cents, I fighting against the system. In 8 years, I collect 10 cent or 20 cent and 50 cent or €1, and I send him that he'll do something to the field of the education, to read something and look the reality and look this bloody business, that he explain the people in the point, in the spot, in the region. We want to, how can possible that we go on to normal, that we take some here to some oxygen or some energy, for example, to legal status, for example, to some small work permission, for example, how can possible that we move to travel independently all over the world. And same like Austria, we are also going about as 4 or 5 months to the election time. And myself and my family and my region is wanting my energy and my land, that we explain the people that stop this bloody system, come to talking, stop to the war. The people want to education, the people want to the health, the people want to the eat, and the people want to normal and basic life. So I request the people in the social society, and I request the side of the politician who can blame us, that this people today some person is blame us that this is the game of the monkey, the monkey. We are human always. We understand very well in the matter in the world. So we request in these people also the social society, to the protection, to the higher authority, that please look the reality, look the people's situation, to the region also, and do something in this moment. Because when I come to and the planning to the demonstration after 27 days and the camping, so nobody can responding, nobody can answer that we want to talking about this matter, that what is your problem? The big problem is the fingerprint. We want to, how can possible they move another country? So this is close. Nobody can to go another country. And system in here, I think, I live about as 8 months. How can you believe this? That normally if somebody live in the 21st century in some most important country to €40, that he took the €40 in monthly. The €40 I think is €1 per day is nothing for me, because I am smoker also and I want to contact in my family also. Nothing more. So we want, how can possible that we going to the normal life, and we explain that come look the situation in the people. A lot of people came to a strong step that we don't drink nothing, but we don't come here for the die. We just to explain the people, if we want to die on region, so we stay inside in our region, and the people is kill us to bomb blast, to suicide bombing, to firing, and we We lose a lot of families member also. Here are a lot of people that he used the drone attacks to the side of the NATO. Here a lot of people live in this in this moment that he lost the family's member. I lost my family's member also. I lost the money also. One in my cousin about 3 years before, some religious group took this person to kidnap. Then we decided, and the government is also decided in these people. So we give after 65 or 50 days we find in this person, and we give about 300 lakh Pakistani rupees as about as 200, 300, yeah, 300 about as 300,000 euro. You understand? 300,000 euro. If somebody has blamed us that your economy and you poor people, so this people is no poor. They pay us about 15 or 20,000 euro that he come to the 12th international border. He just cross and come here. We have a lot of opportunity. We have a businesses. We have a normal life. And especially in my district, in District Swat, the people in the world, and especially the people in my country, they call to the small Switzerland, you know, the beauty more than in Austria. If you have some time, you can research in the map, because this is the 21st century. If somebody has looked to some, you know, to some reality and some thinking about, so this is very very easy that he looked to some as my district in Sawat, and the location naturally about more than beautiful. Especially, I miss in my family. I miss in my friend. 8 years is the long period in the life. I miss in my and especially my children also, and I miss also in those streets when I play in the child time also. But the normal life, how can possible? We come, we request the people that look the situation and give us in this moment to energy that we gone in the spot that we explain here in the people. The problem is not this that we are fighting all over the age. The fighting is not the solution in the matter. If some nation is fighting about this, the same like the great Alexander, but the talking is the solution that come in the table and talking, and after finish the big problem. We are tired now. We want to, how can possible the solution? So this is enough. People of demonstration to the first day to 24 of the before months, they can also write a lot of demands. We want to health, we want to a big accommodation, we want to work permission, we want to independence, a lot of demands. But you know, this time we can to, how can possible more than to the human rights. We don't interesting about in the field, in the side of the higher authority and the, because the Austria's, I think is, the people in Austria, I think is gone after the summertime is also an election. So we don't talk about to the a big demand. And this time, clearly, in this group have a small demand. For example, we have talked about as 3 demand, and I think this is no the explanation that we, if we point to some legal status, because the legal status there have a lot of problems to the system and the refugees people, to the UNHCR side also, and the Austrian government also. We can request. We don't can by force the people, because we are poor and weak people. This is our last option that we choose in this way. So we focus only just to the legalization. How can possible? Camera da bache shata ke pikaru ke interview or kuma ta camera ta walade. So we talk about is how can possible the legalization process. And we don't believe in this moment to the legalization system in Austria. We believe the court of Austria. We believe the authorities. But we want to change this. We request the people that please change. You know, the law is making lawmaker. they can talking about discussion to the law. Then he sent this talking into the democracy, into the parliament, and then parliament decided. So we request the parliament, they look this side. There is a lot of people, they can wait 7, 8 and 10 years without answer. How can this people, the people we talk about this, that this is normal life? I think eating and sleeping no the normal life. If somebody is cut it to the culture, to cut it the inside and the people. So I think this is for me, and this in this age is so difficult now, so difficult. It's 24-hour inside only eating, and we are we and especially I am political worker. I want to do something. I want to explain the people. So we talk about this the legalization, the legal status. The legal, there is a big problem to the legalization, the system, and if somebody is gone to this system to properly, for example, I am 7 months now. A lot of people they can stay to 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 1 negative, then decided it's 2 negative, then it's come a third negative. How can possible that these people gone to another country to find some normal life? Because the fingerprint is the biggest problem, and we believe that this is not the Austrian problem. This is problem in the EU, the European Union, and the doubling also problem in the. We don't talk about in this, but the solution, the back is we know have normal life, and here also this is I think no normal life to 40 euro, to monthly pocket money, and the families also have a lot of problem because the normal life we have finished businesses, we have finished as work. The family look our side. If somebody is blamed to the economy, yes, the economy, but the economy who crush economy? If somebody is some nation is fighting against to the terrorism or against to the another country, 12 or 15 or 20 or 30, the history of Pakistan very well, and the Austrian people and all over the world, we are fighting. We are in the fighting situation. Till then, when I am small child, is 1979 in the Russia time, because we support in the world in this moment, in this time to 1979, European Union and America and Saudi Arabia, all over the world is want to do to against the resistance in Russia time. So we are the situation in the war. How can we to stability our economy? So the big question in here, legalization, to properly not to to process in the legalization system, because here up a lot of kind to the legalization system to 1 year, 2 year, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then if somebody want to something, maybe he too crazy and he don't look to some solution, legalization, and also how can possible that we find to some small business or some small job to for the normal life, and also we want to independent. The travel, the big problem in the travel in the world. We decided about the travel. If we point to some legalization, then I think we also have a lot of family member in the EU country, in the Australia, in the Canada, in the America, that how can possible that we move another which place, there have opportunity to the jobs, to the business. So this three, we talk about is these 2 or 3 demands. This is, I think, if somebody is understand, this is not a big demand, that somebody blame us that this is the game of the monkey, somebody is blame us, this people is lost to economy, this poor people come. This people is no poor. This people has have a lot of money. If somebody is give to 15 or 20,000 euro, so this is a big amount in our region. We find if we can do some small business or normal life, so we are enough as 500 or 600 euro to our homeland and our house. But how can? The big problem is how can? So we request normal in the social society, in the Austrian people, and we request also in the international level to the people of the European Union that look the situation in these people We always talking, believe to the dialogue and the talking about the democracy. We look in the people in this moment to the higher authority, the answer that how can possible that he give to chance, and we point to some solution. We request the Austrian people in this moment, the real Austrian people, they are very honest people, kindly people. In my period in the asylum in the refugees time, I find in this period in 7 months to same like in my family member in the Austria inside, because we live in the Greece and the situation in the Greece, everybody has understand we are very well. If it don't come to the crisis in Greece, so we are happy in the Greece also. But there are a lot of group they can resistance against the asylum and the refugees people, and they kill the people. And all over the world understand this matter also. So this is my first time that I appeal to Semlek and the family system in Austria also. We request the outsider people that come join us and look the situation in this people. And we request this is the time that please stand up against the system. Because as the nation we are in this moment a lot of problem. We want to participation. We want to share in this problem in the Austrian, in the social society, and the youngest also. We request the people that come to join us, look the reality, because in this moment in the church you understand very well in the system. These people has cutted our supporter people also. They can want to some permission in the gate that no possible to you come inside in the church. Some people has blame us that some German people or some Italian people they can move the resistance in the people, but I think this is not to the game of the children. We are mostly people as understand very well in this matter. We are interesting in this matter. The people in this youngest you look, we are nobody can to push us that you make problem. We are also human. We also in understand the people, the rule of the people. Mostly these people is the NGOs in the German side and the Italy side. A lot of people is last day I look one NGO is the Switzerland side. Maybe if somebody look to the Switzerland side NGOs, they can blame to the politician side that the Switzerland also came to resist the people that you make some trouble in Austrian government. So this is not true. Nobody come in our region before 8 year or 10 year that he can to explain that you come to the Iran, then you come to the Turkish, then you come to the Greece, and he explain us that you come in Austria and we can collect you and you can demonstration and then you point to some. This is the story and the small child. I think the reality is this, that the people understand very well, and how we request the Austrian people that this is the time that stand up, do something for this poor people. This people is looking your side, and as the nation I explained to you, when we look to the position as before to the World War I and World War II, so as the nation we have a lot of problem now in this moment. This is the law and the guard, I think, and the law is the natural. Maybe they can turn, we find the solution to same like the Austrian and the German people, and the problem come to some another nation. So if somebody is blame us and somebody is explain to the people of the European side, and for example to the Austrian people, that okay, we are a very good, we have a lot of opportunity, we have facilities to home, to car, to eat, and we close the border and everything is okay. So this is no the solution in the problem. Don't close eyes, don't close ear, look the real situation, that we want to only human rights in this moment if it's possible. Okay, if it's not possible, then we request to the UNHCR, we request also in the human rights, we request also in the Amnesty International that please come look the situation in the people and do something for these people.